Hello, welcome to the Sanctuary of St. John's. I'm coming to briefly try to convince you that the new class, which is just starting next week, Episcopal 101, is something that everyone will want to be a part of. Last week in Tidings, we sent out a list of dates and a list of topics. I thought I would mention that I know that there's never any date that can satisfy everyone. So what we will try to do is to record each of these sessions, which will be done on Zoom, and then put them out on our YouTube channel so that people can look at them after the fact. But I encourage you to let me know if the given dates are not good for you, to see if we can work out something else. So the topics for Episcopal 101 are not rocket science, and they are for absolutely everyone. They are entry-level conversations. They can become advanced if we want them to be, but they are nothing for anyone to be afraid of. They are for all to learn where we've come from and perhaps where we're going. Every time I've taught an adult class that has to do with the history and the nature of the church, the sacraments, and so forth, even people that have been in church their whole lives have said they've learned something and we're glad they were there. So this is for everyone, no matter where you are. The first class, how did this all get started? We'll talk a little bit about how the church was formed, where we've come from, and why we are what we are. The next class on March 16th will be specifically about the origins of the Church of England and the Anglican Communion. The next class on March 23rd will be about baptism and why we talk about that first. Why does that come first, talking about sacraments? And then the next session on April 7th will be about why we do what we do in church. What do all the signs and symbols mean? What do the kneeling and the crossing of yourself mean? Where does it come from? Why do we do it when we do it? Why do we say what we say? Why do we change prayers? They're not the same all year long. What that means. The next session will be about Holy Communion. The session after that will be about scriptural interpretation. What does the Bible actually say? How do we read the Bible intelligently? The next will be about the theology of sin and salvation, what the church has said about those things across the centuries and what we say about it now, and how you might incorporate that thinking into your life. The next session is about Christ. Why do we say what we do about Christ? What is the nature of Christ? What are the images of Christ that we can incorporate into our lives? The next one is about the church in general today, that is the Episcopal Church and the Anglican Communion in the year 2021, how it works, what's the difference between how it works locally in a parish, what does a vestry do, what is their authority, how does the bishop work into all of this, what is the General Convention, what about the Archbishop of Canterbury, what does that matter? So all of that is going to be discussed there. And then finally, to cap it off before the summer begins at the end of May, about being a people of the prayer book. What is the prayer book? Why are we a people of the prayer book? What does that mean for us? And how can that be informative to us? Of course, we will go on with this later on after the end of May. Perhaps it'll be Episcopal 102 or maybe Episcopal 201. But we will continue the class with different topics as we go. But I encourage all of you, if you're at all possible, to log in to participate with us on Zoom for Episcopal 101, which will begin next week. God bless you all. See you soon.